Hello, everyone, and welcome to Circle Sanctuary's Winter Solstice Ceremony. Tonight, we gather from many places, many cultures, and many traditions. Wherever you're joining us from, we're glad you're here and we wish you a happy solstice. We invite you to share in the chat where you're tuning in from and also to share comments as you feel called to do so. The eve of winter solstice marks the longest night of the year. Across time and cultures, people have gathered on nights like this to sit together, tell stories, sing, meditate, and kindle light, not to banish the darkness, but to companion it. Tonight is an invitation into that shared space. Join us in the spirit of connection as we honor this sacred time of year. I invite you now to gather a candle and a lighter and have these items nearby. May this gathering offer a sense of warmth, connection, and gentle illumination within us, around us, and among us as we honor the winter solstice and the longest night of the year.
Entering into the longest night, entering in to rebirth of light, entering in to the longest night, entering in to rebirth of light, entering in to the longest night, entering into rebirth of light. We create community tonight by us joining together. In a few minutes, we will be kindling candles together. I invite you now to experience yourself as part of solstice present. Winter solstice time in the northern hemisphere, summer solstice time in the southern hemisphere, and yes, new moon around the world. I also invite you to experience yourself as not only part of the community of us gathered here and those gathering in circles, individually, in families, and in communities around the planet, but journey to solstice past and experience yourself tonight as being part of that larger community of humans that have been observing solstice for thousands of years. In so doing, with our solstice community present, expanded to solstice community past, we lay the groundwork for solstice to come.
Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us in this experience of winter solstice community tonight. I hope that you're in a comfortable situation to be able to appreciate and enjoy this experience. And I invite you to let those distractions of the day, the distractions of what might have happened to you recently or what might be coming up for you in the days to come, to let that all go into the background and to be present with your own body right now. First, by experiencing and focusing on your own breath as it's working for you right now. Focusing on the breathing in and out, maybe slowing it down a bit if that's comfortable for you. But to be present within your body through this focus on breath. Shifting focus a bit to the points of contact that are supporting you right now, and feeling yourself settling into the chair or whatever it might be that's supporting you, relaxing and grounding into this place that you're in right now, and settling downward even more and connecting with the earth beneath you, and feeling connected, centered in your own body, centered in your connection with the earth beneath you and with nature all around you. So from this centered position, enjoy this experience of winter solstice community as we move through our program tonight. Blessed be.
And it's time to kindle our solstice light on this longest night. And I invite you to kindle your candle or to imagine that you have a candle or a light kindled. Experience yourself being part of this community, joining together at this winter solstice time. And let us imagine our light being part of a whole circle of light. Presenters and those tuning in, let us cast our circle of light, circle of sound, circle of spirit, circle around. And as we do this chant, wherever you may be, feel free to join in. Circle of light, circle of sound, circle of spirit, circle around, circle of light, circle of sound, circle of spirit, circle around, circle of light, circle of sound, circle of spirit, circle around.
I invite you to now join in a way that is meaningful to you as we create our solstice circle. We connect with the sacred circle. We connect with the sacred directions, beginning in the sacred north. We call to the sacred north, the powers of earth. Entering into the longest night, you offer the gifts of strength and steady ground, reminding us that even in the darkness, the light lives on, in patience, in presence, in the quiet holding of hope. Hail and welcome, earth. In turning to the east, we call to the sacred east, the powers of air. Entering into the longest night, you offer the gifts of thought and understanding, reminding us that even in the darkness, the light lives on in shared breath, in clear minds, and in the connections between us. Hail and welcome, air. We call to the sacred south, the powers of fire. Entering into the longest night, you offer the gifts of passion, will, and desire, reminding us that even in the darkness, the spark of hope and light burns within us still. Hail and welcome, fire. We call to the sacred west, the powers of water. Entering into the longest night, you offer the gift of emotion and feeling, flowing through sorrow and joy alike, reminding us that connection and compassion are lights we carry together, guiding us through the dark. Hail and welcome, water.
And we direct our attention to the place where we are doing ceremony together. We honor the land, the ancient ones that once dwelled on the land, and let us also honor planet Earth, our home. And as we turn our attention above, we connect with the sky, the sacred sun, the new moon, the stars, the cosmos above us. And in the center, we connect with the divine. The divine is one, the divine is many, the divine by whatever name or names, concept or concepts that you are aligned with. We honor Great Mother, Great Father, Great Spirit, Great Mystery, Great Love. And we connect around us with the sacred circle that we've cast and community. And as we hold our candles in our hands, we experience ourselves being part of that sacred light on this longest night. Solstice candles glowing bright, inspire us with your sacred light. Solstice circle, Yuletide rite, bless us on this longest night. Solstice candles, glowing bright, inspire us with your sacred light. Solstice circle, Yuletide rite, bless us on this longest night. So be it.
Welcome all. At this time of the winter solstice, the longest night, Opan Luan, the beginning of winter, we reflect on the past, on our past, particularly on our ancestors. We remember, honor, and thank all of our ancestors, those biological, adopted, other life-affecting people. We are who we are because of our ancestors, and they are deserving of our acknowledgement and our honor and our love and our acceptance. And they long to be incorporated into the rituals and practices that we engage in today. Our ancestors came from many paths, and so therefore do each of us. And it's especially important to speak to our ancestors, to greet them and thank them in their languages if you can. We may not know their names, but we can learn how most of them spoke. These lands across the globe resonate and vibrate with the ancient knowledge of human voices, always. And the earth understands now when you speak in those same tongues, acknowledging and loving your ancestors. Embrace all of your ancestors and speak to them in their languages. My ancestry is diverse, spread across the globe, including the British Isles, France, Scandinavia, Turkey, Italy, Greece, Spain, Turtle Island, including the Mi'kmaq people and the Lenape people. I welcome and thank my ancestors now in their languages, and I encourage you to do the same from where you are. My ancestors, I welcome you. My English, welcome ancestors, thank you. My Scots Gaelic ancestors, Falche Ashinskeren, Tapa Leave. And my French, Bienvenue aux ancêtres, merci beaucoup. My Danish Norwegian, Velkommen forfædre, mange tak. My Swedish, Välkomna forfäder, tack så mycket. My Turkish, Hos Geldinis, Atal Moris, Tessiker Ederis. My Italian, Benvenuto Antenati, grazie. My Greek, Kalos irtate, progoni, sas, afgaristo. In my Spanish, bienvenidos ancestros, muchas gracias. In my Micmac, pijilasi, wel aliok, ongi igol. In my Lenape, nule lindameli pike, kike yuyu munanin kake, wanishi. And with these Lenape words, I transition now to this land, Turtle Island, and the ancestors and peoples of this land, and I offer a brief prayer in my ancestral Lenape language. I welcome and thank all of us here tonight in this prayer, all of our native ancestors and relatives, the winter spirit and the creator, thanking all for their love, spirit, and energy with an offering of tobacco. And then I offer love and a farewell. And so, in Lenape, shiki hech, kalahausi hech, nune lindameli pike wemi elenko makikok en shuwak. Nule lindameli pike kikayu yu manomen kake, shin kwa lumalu. Wanishi wemi awen. Ke hesen hoki, wanishi. Nuha mushach, wanishi. Nule lindameli pike. Nule lindameli pike, wanishi wemi. Mahum suwak, ochna humwak, wanishi nule lindameli pike. Luwantu, wanishi ok nule lindameli pine. Wanishi kish lemu konk. Kish lemu konk on kantawakan kish lemu konkink. Ma patama, len ikwashate on kantawakan kish lemu konkink. Wanishi on kantawakan. Wanishi kik ayuyu mananin kake, shi in kwa lumalu, al hultuwakan. Ma patama lani kwashate a hultuwakan. Kik ayuyu manun kake, shi in kwa lamlu. Wanishi wemi aman. Kita hululu mo. Lapish kinawul. Wanishi anishi wanishi. And nanele. Wanishi wemi.
Some of you, if you've been part of these longest night celebrations over the past few years, will have heard some of my stories, collectively called Strange Nights. My offering tonight will be a little different. There will be elements of story within, yet I hope you will join me on a journey of the imagination on this longest night. Take a deep breath with me as we prepare. See with your imagination the journey that is about to unfold. Listen to the voice of the bard. We begin. First, we must prepare ourselves, for it is cold outside. Put on your warmest clothes. Layers are probably a good idea. Dress yourself for a walk in the cold. I will be wearing a wool cloak. Now step outside your front door. You will not see your familiar surroundings, for a mist has risen, and only a few steps in front of you are visible. This mist is a doorway, a veil between our consensual reality and the other world. The fog seems to glow, and then it condenses into a path of light that leads you forward. The path does not shine bright enough to illuminate the surroundings. It provides only enough light for you to see where to place your feet. As we continue to walk forward, we become aware of trees all around. We can't actually see them, but can hear the wind moving in the branches. Every once in a while, we feel wetness upon our face, as a bit of snow is dislodged somewhere above. Then suddenly up ahead, something appears on the path. It is a deer, or a hart, to use a more ancient word. Yet it's unlike anything we've seen before. Its coat is white, and reflects the light of the path. Its ears appear red, and its eyes are pools of darkness. Standing there, somehow we know that it's okay to approach. As we get closer to the heart does not seem concerned at all by our presence. We approach very close so we can see ourselves reflected in those deep, dark eyes. Without giving any sign, this beautiful creature of the forest turns and runs up the path. It is understood that we are to follow. We start to run after it to catch up, but we never get any closer, nor do we fall behind, whatever pace we maintain. There is a diminishing of the darkness, and we can more clearly discern the trees around us. Some are leafless, some still have leaves on their branches, but most are evergreens of many varieties. As we notice the trees, we've lost track of the heart. Slowing our pace, yet still moving forward, we notice that soon the forest opens into a clearing. It is large, and there is appearance of snow on the ground. The snow squeaks as we walk on it, and we do not sink into it. At the center of the clearing, there is a cottage. Within this cottage, a flickering light of candles can be seen through the doorway. The door is open, and an overwhelming sense of welcome radiates from the place. Walking to the door, we step inside. There are candles lit on every surface. The window sills, corner tables, and a central round table all have clusters of candles upon them. The fireplace, oddly, standing in what we know is the south of this cottage, is dark and cold, but the candles keep the chill at bay. As we look around, we see that many people have entered the cottage now, and even more streaming through the door. We don't feel crowded, and the room seems to grow to accommodate all who wish to enter. The faces of the people in the crowd are all familiar in some way. Some are people that we know well. Some are only vaguely familiar. And others, while strangers to our mind, are familiar on another level. There's a commotion at the door, and slowly the white heart we saw earlier makes its way into the room. It circles around all those gathered, and everyone feels like they could reach out and touch this being, this magical creature. Yet none do out of respect. Once the circuit is complete, the heart finds itself standing in the north directly across from the fireplace. It nods to each person in the cottage. A message of some sort is shared, but those are not my words to impart. Suddenly, through the cottage, a wind blows and all the candles are extinguished. It is now completely dark on this longest of nights, which is also the darkest of nights, for it is the night of the dark moon, and no moon will be seen in the sky tonight. Standing there in the darkness, the sense of the others begin to fade. The sound of the wind dies, and it feels like we are almost alone in the darkness. With a start, we are found again standing just outside our door. The surroundings are familiar and well known. Our journey is now done, and we are returned home. Ponder well this winter season the heart's message to you, and the wonders and marvels you have seen on this strange longest night.
Following is by T.S. Eliot, and it was written in the midst of the World War and is also referenced a lot during COVID and is also read a lot during this longest night. It's called Wait Without Hope. I said to my soul, be still and wait without hope. For hope would be hope for the wrong thing. Wait without love. For love would be love of the wrong thing. Yet there is faith, but the faith and the love and the hope are all in the waiting. Wait without thought, for you are not ready for thought. So the darkness shall be the light, and the stillness the dancing, whisper of running streams and winter lightning. The wild thyme unseen and the wild strawberry, the laughter in the garden, echoed ecstasy, not lost, but requiring, pointing to the agony of death and birth.
All hail to the days that merit more praise than all the rest of the year, and welcome the nights that double delight, as well for the poor as the peer.
Sweet blessings attend each merry man's friend that doth the best that he may, forgetting all wrongs with poems and songs to drive the cold winter away. 'Tis ill for the mind to anger in kind, to think of small injuries now. If worth were to seek, don't lend her thy cheek, don't let her inhabit thy brow. Cross out of the books malevolent looks, both beauty and you decay,
And spend the long nights in honest delights to drive the cold winter away. This time of the year is spent in good cheer, with neighbors together to meet, to sit by the fire with friendly desire, with others in love to greet.
all grudges forgot are put in the pot, all sorrows aside they lay.
The old and the young doth carol this song to drive the cold winter away. All hail to the days that merit more praise than all the rest of the year, and welcome the nights that double delight, as well for the poor and the peer.
Sweet blessings attend each merry man's friend that doth the best that he may,
Forgetting all wrongs with poems and songs to drive the cold winter away.
Winter Night by Amos Wilder. Oh, magical the winter night, illusory this stretch of unimaginable grays, so shadowy a sketch only the fading inks of spirit artistry can etch. Here is nor dawn nor eventide, nor any light we know, this ghostly incandescence and unearthly afterglow, this far-spread conflagration of the fields of snow that pales the clouds, snow-laden, and blanches all the night as though in place of moon and stars, some spectral satellite cast glamour on the earth and floods of violet light. The wraith-like landscape glimmers, valley, lake, and hill, unutterably patient, intolerably still. no inclination of a leaf, nor songster's trill. So could one stand an hour, a day, a century breathless. What frozen silence, what immobility, as of some gray, unfinished world in age-long reverie. Oh, whither have you vanished, treading the leaves of fall? Bright spirit of the summer, leaving the scene in thrall to silence? To what springtime far, far beyond recall? What far retreat of being? What ebbing of the flood of life to bless far landscapes anew with leaf and bud has left prospect passionless and charmed this stricken wood? And yet, from depths how distant, that tide of green shall rise, and that bright spirit come again with April in her eyes, and winter's pale prostrations be but phantom memories.
I am Amy Dove, daughter of Diane Sullivan, daughter of Elizabeth Jean Dove, daughter of Margaret Sweeney, daughter of Lucy Ann Molyneux. I am mother of community. I spread light, the light of my own sacred heart, by empowering others to shine. I honor my mother by refusing to dim my own light. I honor the mother by refusing to cut down or reduce the worth of another woman. I offer incense, fresh fruit, and bread in thanks and veneration. Mother's Night, or Modrenkend, starting the night before Yule or Solstice Eve and running as a season until New Year's, honors the divine feminine, our own and that of the deity that we hold up at this time of year, the good ladies, or the Norse Disir. To the Anglo-Saxon pagans, Mother's Night honored the feminine deities such as Freya and Sancta Lucia, in addition to the female land spirits and ancestors. In Southeast Gaul, Scandinavia, Spain, Portugal, and Holland, we see the triple goddess in the form of the maiden, mother, and crone, venerated in stone relief, spread along Greco-Roman roads and the Rhine River. These shrines held offerings of fruit and bread, or smoked meats such as fish or pig, and were erected as thanks for the answering of prayers. The stones held additional fertility and growth imagery such as fruit baskets, plants, trees, babies, children, swaddling clothes, and snakes. The votive stones and altars are not usually found singularly, but rather in groups around temple buildings and cult centers, some numbering in the thousands. Winifred Hodge Rose instructs us in the Norse tradition. On Mother's Night, the eve of the winter solstice, light a candle and set a place at your table for the Disir, or female spirits of the place. Designate a place setting and welcome them hospitably to your table and your hearth. Set their place with your best tableware and leave out a dish of good food and drink throughout the night for their feasting. Use things like porridge and milk, or milk pudding, and for drink, ale or cider and mead. They also like fruit and smoked fish. The next day, the leftover food should go to the family pets or be set out for the wild creatures and the drink should be poured on your outdoor harrow or at the roots of a tree. Don't forget to also set out such a feast for all of your departed kinfolk, not only the Disir, sometime during the Yuletide season. You could also tie up small gifts for them and hang them on your Yule tree as their gift to you in return. Ask your Disir to make themselves known to you and stand by you during the coming year, that you may face the demands of the world with the might of the wisdom of your kin at your back. As midwife, we honor and support the Earth Mother, who is heavy with the new sun, and through her labors will bear him directly. As wife, we honor the water goddesses and who hold health, childbirth, and safe passage of sailors and the full nets of fishermen. As daughter, we honor the archetypal mother, our own mother, and ourselves as women. Come, those who wish to come, stay those who wish to stay, and fare those who wish to fare, harmless to me and mine. I ask for protection and health. I offer fruit, bearing fertile seed. I offer bread, the protection of my grateful labor and of your gifts received. And I offer incense as means to convey my will and my thanks. Blessings and glad tidings of Mother's Night.
As the wheel of the year brings us to the winter solstice, we find ourselves in a time of rest, hibernation, and cold, blustery days as the longest night approaches. Our daylight hours become shorter and the nights become so much longer and darker that we could sometimes believe that it's so dark and so cold that the sun could not possibly rise once again. And we wait with the mother, the goddess, grown heavy with child from the celebrations of life at Beltane in the springtime. We sing songs of belief and celebration, sharing stories of the return of the sun in years past, spreading warmth and the joy of hope as we wait with her through that longest and darkest night of the winter solstice for the birth of her son, our returning son, the God reborn. We stand before you, Holy Mother, shining bright among the stars, patiently waiting through the long night for your son to be reborn. Ancient fires brightly burning as a beacon calling home. Our newborn Sky King comes with the dawning. Hail the mother, hail the sun. Deck the halls with evergreens cut from our mighty Yule log, placed against the fire back in the hearth. Light the fires and keep them burning against the worst that Jack Frost brings to chill the bone and freeze the heart. Give with love gifts from that heart that will live on in memories much longer than any mere toy. Winter's flowers soon will bloom, warmed by our mother's sun and coaxed along by nature's thrumming song. We stand before you, Holy Mother, shining bright here on the earth, patiently waiting through the long night for our son to be reborn. Sacred fires burning brightly as a beacon call us home, bathing in her moonlight, basking in his sunlight, Hail the mother, hail the son. Hail the mother, hail the son. Oh, hail the mother, hail the son.
As we enter these darkest few days of the year, for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, I pause. I listen to my body, I listen to the land, and I find myself yearning to embrace the winter darkness. It might be hard for us to imagine, but electrification and artificial light are very recent. For nearly all of our human ancestors, including for both of my parents who grew up on rural farms in Illinois and in Wisconsin, the winter solstice was a time of darkness. We don't have to go back very far in time to connect with this experience of winter's darkness. Our bones remember, our souls remember. One recent late afternoon, I followed my soul's yearning for deep winter connection and went to a local county park. When I came to the trailhead, I took off my shoes and socks, and with my feet, I reached deeply into the cold, moist land and began walking slowly. I walked barefoot deep into the park until I could hear no traffic, no human sounds. And then it became dusk, and I sat down. I opened my senses to the land and allowed the land in the darkness to embrace me. Below my body, deeper into the body of the earth, I could sense the regenerative power of the earth, of the underworld, and the presence of the mother of the deep, the dark goddess, the one who weaves our souls to our bodies before birth, and the one who unweaves their bond at life's end. And the sound of the weaving is eternity. I sat in silent communion. The silence was broken when a great horned owl began to call, and then another. I listened to the two owls calling back and forth, echoing off the sandstone cliffs, echoes of eternity. Owls have been hooting and calling on this planet for over 61 million years. Then a western screech owl joined in the nocturnal chorus, a chorus of deep time, a chorus that held me wrapped in reverie. Later, in the darkness, I began my return. With no moon, the trail back to the parking lot was only faintly visible. I called on the great horned owl to come to me and to help me see my way back. The dark earth caressed my feet, step by step, with a few ouches of sharp stones and acorns. Eventually, I reached the parking lot and reluctantly got in my car. When I turned the headlights on, the enchantment of endarkenment was blasted to pieces. I drove slowly to the gate of the park and found that the gates in and out were locked. The park was closed, and I was not able to leave. I smiled, feeling that the land and the darkness were perhaps not wanting to let me go, and the feeling was mutual. When we yearn for connection with the land, I wonder if the land yearns for us in return. I called the county sheriff and explained my situation and was told that it was shift change time and that it would be a while before they could send someone to unlock the gates and let me out. Perfect, I thought. The embrace between the endarkened land and I continued for a while longer.
The Shortest Day by Susan Cooper. So the shortest day came, and the year died. And everywhere down the centuries of the snow-white world came people singing, dancing to drive the dark away. They lighted candles in the winter trees. They hung their homes with evergreen. They burned beseeching fires all night long to keep the year alive. And when the New Year's sunshine blazed awake, they shouted, reveling. Through all the frosty ages, you can hear them echoing behind us. Listen. All the long echoes sing the same delight, this shortest day, as promise wakens in the sleeping land. They carol, feast, give thanks, and dearly love their friends, and hope for peace, as we do here, now, this year and every year. Welcome, Yule.
Since ancient times, the winter solstice time has had a peace dimension to it. Societies have changed their rhythm, even ones that were fairly warlike, including the ancient Romans at their Saturnalia. Courts would close, schools would close, and there was a break from war making. The I Ching, ancient China, speaks of winter solstice as a time of peace. And across faith traditions and philosophies, there have been calls for peace, not only at winter solstice time, but at summer solstice time. And I invite you to join us now in this tradition we have been doing, the Circle Sanctuary community, for over 50 years, of focusing our attention and our intention on peace. Let the solstice peace be upon us. Solstice peace within us. Solstice peace around us. Solstice peace, inner peace, and yes, world peace. Imagining that peace within our circle, connecting with peace across the planet. It is possible. And peace on earth can happen in our minds, in our visions, in our way of being. Taking some time now and holding our candles as we join together as a community, seeking healing and well-being and peace for ourselves, our loved ones, our neighborhoods, our regions, our nations, our planet. Make peace on earth make peace within. At the sun's rebirth and round the wheel again. Make peace on earth, make peace within. At the sun's rebirth and round the wheel again. Make peace on earth. Make peace within. At the sun's rebirth and round the wheel again. We take peace from this circle into our lives and into our areas, and we can be part of that long-standing tradition of making peace, of converging diversity, having unity and harmony. Let love and joy and hope and peace be with us and around us now and throughout this Yuletide and in times to come. So be it. Aho, Amen, Ashe, Namaste, Salam, Shalom, blessed be.
As our time together comes to a close, we want to offer our heartfelt thanks to all of our presenters and all of you. Thank you to each person who shared words, music, silence, and presence tonight. Thank you for bringing your voices, your listening, your light into the circle. As we enter into the winter solstice, may you carry something from this gathering with you. A sense of connection, a moment of peace and hope. May the light we kindle together continue to warm and guide you in the days ahead. Thank you for being a part of this solstice circle. We give thanks to the sacred earth, the sacred air, the sacred fire, and the sacred water for their presence in our circle tonight and in our lives always.
We give thanks to land and planet, to sky and cosmos, to the divine as one and many, as great mother, great father, as a whole pantheon of sacred beings, as great spirit, great mystery, great love. We honor the ancestors and give them thanks. We give thanks to the nature spirits and to all the sacred ones that have blessed our rite. And we take this circle into ourselves. And while it is time to conclude our rite, solstice spirit of community, shine in you, shine in me. Solstice spirit of community, shine in you, shine in me. Solstice spirit of community, shine in you, shine in me. Blessed be.
We'd also like to thank our presenters tonight, Reverend Andrew Baer of California, Black Willow Starling of Wisconsin, Reverend Chip Brown of New Mexico, Dr. Dennis Carpenter of Wisconsin, Steve Curtin of Michigan, Amy Dove of Missouri, Chris Eldridge of Wisconsin, Reverend Selena Fox of Wisconsin, Maren King of Florida, Reverend Casey Pope of Colorado, Lori Skelton of Wisconsin, and we'd also like to extend special thanks to Chris Eldridge for managing tech tonight and to Steve Curtin for managing the chat on YouTube. Blessed solstice and blessed be.
Oh, here I am back.